Hi, my name is Justin Mackey, and today we're going to talk about business etiquette and what we can do best when dealing with an angry customer. Um, One of the most challenging interactions in the business world is dealing with an angry customer. I've been in sales for 2 years, and I have had plenty of experience with dealing with unhappy customers, and we can we're going to go over some of the best ways to deal with that unpleasant situation and some things that we want to avoid. We're going to get started with what you should do when dealing with an angry customer. There are several actions that one could take when dealing with an angry customer. Um, One is let the customer make their complaints without interrupting. Um, One of the worst things you can do is interrupt someone when they're trying to get their message across to you, especially when it's a complaint. Try to detach yourself and focus on the core of their problem. Um, when someone's angry, they can really just rant and rave, and any little thing can make them mad. So you really want to pay attention, focus on what really is the issue. The next thing to do is defer judgment. Um, Listen to the customer's feelings, but also objectively assess the situation. Um, don't come into it as a um, judgmental type situation. You want to listen, but you want to be objective. You want to find out what the real issue was. Um, be courteous and polite. Um, One of the worst things you can do is take someone's anger personally. Um, you are a representative of the business, but that person is not upset with you. They're upset with something that has happened to them, something with their product. So don't let it get to you. The best thing to do is to just listen, find out what's going on. Just remember that when you're dealing with that kind of situation, there's always someone there that could help you. You have your coworkers, you have your superiors. They can always back you up in that type of situation. Um, so you're never really alone when you're dealing with a customer. When a customer is done telling you what is wrong, pause for a few seconds. Um, because you don't want to cut them off until you know for sure that they're done. The worst thing you can do is cut them off when they really haven't finished telling you everything that they want to get off their shoulders. Another thing to do is make affirming statements and invite additional comments. Um, you never want to come at them with an aggressive attitude. You want to be positive, um, and you want to speak with them and try to get from them as much information as you can. Because if they're just mad and you're not getting at the core issue, you need to pry and really talk to them to find out exactly what it is. And by getting those additional comments, you can get closer to the actual source of the issue. The customer doesn't calm down. The best thing to do is kind of step away from the situation. Um, Tell the customer that you'll take his or her phone number, and you'll call them back later that day or at a specified time the next day. If someone is really just upset and there's no consoling them, it's really the best thing to do to step away from the situation. It'll give them a chance to calm down, and it gives you a chance to really take the time to see all the specifics of the situation and what you can do to fix the problem. You can, so while you have that time in between, when you originally met with them and when you would call them later, decide on how to resolve the problem. Explain to the customer the steps that you're going to take, not what you can't do. Um, if a customer is wanting a refund or a replacement and it's beyond your power, don't say, I wish I could do this, I wish I could do that, because you're not actually helping them towards a goal and an end, well, they'll be happy. You're just telling them what you can't do. What is best to do is to tell them what you can, you know, what you can accomplish. Go ahead and focus on that rather than whatever you can't do. Now that we covered what you should do when dealing with a customer, um, let's go ahead and go over um, what you should avoid doing when dealing with an angry customer. Um, don't be sidetracked by irrelevant issues, um, such as arguing with them or correcting their errors. Um, like we said before, just listen. When you are combative and not taking the time to just listen, nothing's going to get accomplished. Don't mentally criticize the customer's grammar, their tone of voice, um, speaking style, or appearance. When you are mentally judging the customer, um, you are losing the ability to be compassionate with them. You are not taking the time to see their point of view. While they're talking to you and telling you the core of their problem, instead of listening, you're judging them by their appearance, by the way they're speaking. Um, when customers are angry, they're not usually at their best. And for us to judge them at not their finest moment isn't really fair to them because usually the core issue um, is something that they do have the right, I say usually, do have the right to be upset with. The next thing that you should not do is blame the customer. It is never, never a good idea to blame the customer. Um, you want to approach the situation where the issue is something that was the company's fault, and even if it's not, even if it ends up being the customer's fault, don't ever approach the situation in a superior attitude. Um, it's not going to turn out well for you, and it's not going to turn out well for the customer because in the end, you're just going to end up upsetting them, and you're not going to get that repeat business that is vital. Don't promise more than what you can actually deliver. Um, just telling someone that you can do this and do that for them, while you really can't deliver that promise, is only in the long run going to cause more problems rather than solving the issue. So it's just never a good idea. Um, and those are really just the main points that you want to avoid when dealing with angry customers. Now that we've talked about um, what to do and what not to do with an angry customer, um, we just want to look at the takeaway points. We want to be patient with the customer. We want to be considerate and sympathetic to their situation. They chose to come to our business, and it's our responsibility to fix the issue that they're having. We are representatives for our company, and we need to take pride and consideration when dealing with customers. You know, without them, we're not going to get paid. Our company isn't going to do business, and we need to do everything in our power to fix the situation. And the major do not is don't come to it with a superior attitude. Um, you and the customer are on a pretty much level playing field. You don't want to come into it with a I'm better than you type attitude. It's not good for you. It's not good for the company. It's not good for the customer because no one is gonna come away from that with a positive experience. The business is going to lose future sales. The customer's unhappy, and no one wins. So just do your best to remain patient and reflect on the situation rather than being judgmental. Um, like I said earlier, dealing with unhappy customers is one of the most awkward and uncomfortable, challenging experiences in the business world. By following the advice that we talked about today, You will be able to effectively handle a situation with an angry customer, and we can hopefully potentially salvage future relationships, business relationships. If there are any questions, please let me know. I'm more than happy to answer anything, whether you want to comment or send me an email. Just let me know. More than happy to. I want to thank you for your time today. And that's it. Thanks.